have Mr. Auchincloss. You have 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to start, Captain Ambrosi, just by voicing my support for the high standards for pilot training that are in place now. The flying public, as you say, deserves to know that those piloting them are fully trained and are not learning on the job. I want to turn now to an area that I'm going to be focusing on with FAA reauthorization, which is curb management at airports. And Ms. Buckley, turn to you. Beyond separating out departing and arriving passengers and creating more access points to the terminal, proposals to alleviate congestion at the curb and improve safety include deploying dynamic pricing models at curbs, addressing vehicular infractions through automated enforcement, creating off-site ground transportation centers with fast automated people movers, and advanced spatial sensing technologies to monitor congestion and safety risks. What is MITRE doing now, if anything, on helping airports and Congress think about better curb management at our nation's airports? And what might Congress do to partner with the work that you're doing?
Thank you for the question. We certainly think about transportation from a citizen-centric view as well. It's a systems of systems. So I think, we think about the continuous system of planes, trains, and automobiles really working together. And in terms of the technologies and the ways that we can model increasing efficiencies at curbside, I think the opportunities are tremendous. So if we think about smart city like sensors at curbs, understanding what's needed, all of the potential solutions that you just mentioned, we have the mechanisms and tools to be able to model out those solutions to see if any of them really will lead to the improved performance that you're looking for. So I thank you for the question. I think it's an exciting area to pursue.
Well, I'll look forward to working with MITRE on that. And in a broader note, what do you think a trusting public-private partnership in aviation safety looks like between MITRE and the public sector?
I would really point to the ASIAS program for the aviation component. So operating as that trusted third-party provider of data where we can bring in sensitive data from multiple parties and house that in a trusted manner. And as we mentioned earlier, I think that's a model to move on to other types of certainly advanced air mobility as well as surface transportation and modes of transportation to continue to see the advantages that we've gotten from these voluntary safety reporting solutions.
Well, I've had the pleasure of visiting your facility in Bedford and certainly can see the value that MITRE creates as being, as you said, the objective, neutral site for data sharing and for as a center of excellence for industry. Final questions are for you, Mr. Bolter. Some companies are talking about air taxi service, which would compete directly with existing transit and rail service in our cities. Has the FAA coordinated its planning with the other modal agencies to ensure it is not preferencing air taxis over rail or bus service in these areas?
So as part of our agency response, we coordinate closely with the department, and that would be department and department is now working an interagency group. The department has the rest of those modes. We would fully expect the department is working on that. I don't know personally. But I do know we were looking not just at AAM for getting them into the sky, but as a department, making sure that we understand the infrastructure around them.
I'd encourage that cross-modal collaboration to continue at the state and local level. And then finally, commercial aircraft are traditionally thought of as large jets or turboprops. If eVTOLs become a reality, that perception may change. And in fact, many companies are already advertising for future commercial service through our cities in 4 to 8 passenger planes. What steps is the FAA taking to ensure that these smaller aircraft provide the same level of safety that we have today in our skies?
So the certification of those devices are under our current rule set. Obviously they have some unique characteristics that we're able to pull from rotorcraft, pull from fixed-wing aircraft, and then some unique standards for those, so the design is safe. And that's the rule we're building right now, the powered lift. So you have airplanes, you have rotorcraft, and we're building an in-between category of things that can do both. And we're learning.
This is the 10 to negative 9,
right? But we're also not giving up what we've learned all these years on how to build a good regulatory structure for operations. So we're we're putting them in the middle, but they benefit from a little bit of both. Right?
And I know the Europeans are doing this as well, and I would just encourage the FAA to work from first principles on what we decide and not just fast follow the Europeans, which I'm not saying we are, but.
No, we are, we're going to fit that into our rule set, and, we expect to have that done in the fourth quarter of 2024.
I yield back.
Thank you, sir. I'll give myself 5 minutes of question. I'll just make an opening